This is Revit tutorial for complete beginners. If you have ever desired to use Revit, I want you to grab your computer. This video is for you. So we are going to start from scratch. This is like for those who have never used Revit before. This video will help you to understand how you can get started with using Revit. And we'll be using version 2023 for the purpose of this training today. There are several versions, but the version we want to use today is Revit 2023. So there are two ways you can launch your Revit. Normally, if Revit is installed on your system, you will have the icon like this on your desktop. And if you don't have the icon on your desktop, you can search for Revit in your search bar. Okay, and you will see it here. Once you type Revit in your search bar, it will come up here. Now, the way to open it, there are two ways you can open it. You can right click on it, on the icon or on the shortcut, and you will see open. You open it, it will start open. Okay, then the second way you can open it, or otherwise opening it is the same as launching it. The other way you can launch it is you bring your cursor to the shortcut, you double click on it 2 times, and you see that it will start launching. So any of these two methods is okay. It will launch the application, and it will just take like few seconds for it to load. It depends on the speed of your system. Okay, it will just take few moments. If you don't have Revit on your system, you are thinking of how you can get it installed on your system, I will show you how you can install it towards the end of this training. Okay, ensure you stay with me to the end of the training, because I will give you tips on how you can install it on your own system. It is loaded complete now. Okay, now these are the models I have worked on in the past, and they are showing here in Revit 2023. What you see here is models, but in the lower version of Revit you will see projects. Okay, so here are the projects I have worked on in recent time. Then if you go down, these are the families I have worked on recently. Okay, so basically we have models and family. And if you go towards the left hand side, you see under models, you see open, you see new. Then under family, you see open, you also see new. This open is used to open an existing project. If you already work on a project and you want to open it from Revit, you click open. But if you have never worked on a project before, like you are starting afresh, you are just starting today, what you do is click on new. And if you click on new, this dialog box will pop up. Okay, according to Revit 2023, this is the way it appears. And in recent version of Revit, like Revit 2024, 2025, this is the way all those recent versions appear. Now I want you to click on this drop down. If you click on that, before you even click on the drop down, you see that there is Imperial Construction Template. If I click OK now, it will take me to Imperial Template, and that means the dimension that I'll be seeing will be in feet and inches. So if you are familiar with millimeters, if you are familiar with metric system, then you will need to click on this drop down and select this is the best fit for you if you are an architect and you are familiar with metric system, millimeter, meter, centimeter, all those stuff. Okay, so I'm going to select this one, metric architectural, and all you need to do is click on browse, and if you click on browse, you will see default metric. Let's select this one, then click open, click OK. By default, this project browser is under the property palette. This thing you are seeing now is called property palette. Okay, it's like a painter's palette. We use it to change some things. Okay, I want you to get that in your memory. You look at it similar to painter's palette. Here we call it property palette. We can change properties of our wall, window, door, everything you are seeing in Revit. We come back here to change the property. Okay, then this is project browser. This project browser, you can dock it around, you can move it around. As I grab that place now, you see that you can actually move it around. So I decided to move it to this side. So by the time some people install their Revit and they see that their project browser is not here, so don't get confused. I just want to explain to you that you can move this property palette or project browser around. So if I decide to put it here now, as you see that as I'm moving it around, you see the place that is showing blue, it means that I can put it here. By default, this is the position it was. Or if you move it, you can also put it here. Of course, you wouldn't put it here. Okay, then if you move it to somewhere here, you see that I can put it here. Placing it here is what we call dock. So you can dock it here. I like it this way. Okay, this is the way that is convenient for me. So what I have here is project browser, and here is property palette. Okay, then all these things you are seeing here, architecture, structure, steel, all this one, we call them tab. We call them tab. Then under here, we call them ribbon. And there are so many tools here. There are some tools here that are crucial. We'll talk about them in the course of this training. There are some other tools here. Then there is one button here. You see this button is called toggle. If I click on it now, you see that it will compress my tools. You see the way it has compressed my tools. If I click on it again, it will change it to another format. If you even click on the drop down, you see there are different types here. You see there are different types. Most Revit users will mistakenly click on it, and then they will see that their tools have disappeared, and then they will get frustrated because they don't know how to bring it back. So if you have been facing that kind of situation before, thank God this video have come your way now. Okay, so we have, this is the way I want my own to look like. If you want your own to be summarized like this, it's up to you. Or you want it to be, let me cycle it to another way. Let me select another format. You want it to be minimized tab. Okay, now you look at it, you see this one. This one is not even showing the ribbon at all. Okay, I don't like it this way. I like the one that is showing ribbon. So keep clicking on it. Okay, now this one is showing ribbon. Then there are some tools that normally display here if you have picked a command. Okay, if you have not picked a command, you won't see that tool. It is until you have picked a command that you see that tool here. We call that tool option bar. We use it to change some parameters of the whatever you are using at that moment. For example, if you pick a door, you can change the parameter. If you pick a wall, you can change the parameter here. We call it option bar. It will only show when you have picked a command. Okay, so there is another tool here. This one is called quick access toolbar. Or this one where you have save, you have all this. It's called quick access toolbar. Some students may not have this. If you don't have it, don't worry. I will show you how you can bring it up, because sometimes it may not come by default. I'll show you how to bring it up in the process of this training. All right, now let's see. Assuming we want to start a project now, what is the first step that we need to take? The first step we need to take is to create our levels, because your level control the height of your object in Revit. So we are going to use levels to control the height of our headroom, the height of our ceiling, the height of our roof, all those stuffs. Okay, now to create your level, you can go to one of the elevation. You are just starting, so you don't have section now. Since you don't have section now, simply go to one of these elevations. But if you have section, you can also create level in section. Okay, and if you don't have elevation, it probably means that you don't have these elevation markers. If you don't have these elevation markers, you will not have elevation. And if you don't have any of these, if you don't have this, it means that the template you are using is not good. So try and select another template. For me, the template I'm using is good. Okay, and if you find it difficult to find a good template that have all this stuff, ensure you contact me. I will show you how you can get it in my Revit tutorial masterclass course. All right, now if you go to the elevation, one of the elevation, you will see that there are only two levels by default. We have level 1, which is at 0 height. Okay, let's assume that this is our natural ground level. Okay, and this is level 2. There are several ways we can bring this level down. We can move it. We can move it down. If we move it down now, it's fine. Or we change the height. If we change the height now, you see that it will come down. Let's say I change it to 450. Click empty space. You see that it will come down. Can you see it has come down? Very good. If you want to create another one now, what to do is there are two ways you can go around it. One, you can select the already existing level. You select it like this, and the moment you select it, you see that this tool will appear. It's called create similar. Simply click on it, and if you click on it, you will also see this tool appear. Select this one that say pick line. As you are hovering your cursor on it, you see that it is even showing you the name of it. Okay, so click on that one, and This is what I was telling you before. This is called option bar. It now show when we have picked this particular command. So type the value here. I want the level I want to create now to be 150 away from the previous one I created. So I'm going to type 150 here, 150 mm. So now bring your cursor here. You see a tiny dotted line. It is showing you that this level you want to create now, this is where to be placed. If you are okay with it, you now click. If you are not okay with it, you keep moving your cursor around until you see that this level I want to create now, I can drop it below or drop it above. In this case, I want it to be above. So I'm okay with this. I'm going to click here now. Correct. So we have created level 3. The next level we want to create is our headroom for our ground floor plan. Okay, and that headroom, I want it to be 3600 mm away from this one I just created now. So I'm going to update this one to 3600. And hover your cursor here, you see that that tiny dotted line have shown again. It's ready. So we click on that and we have created our 4th floor. Good. Then want to create another one. I want that one to be 150 mm away from the previous one. So I click on that. I believe you are learning something. The next one I want to create will be 3600 away from the previous one. That is our headroom for our 1st floor. So click on that. Now you have it. Good. Now you have all the levels. This one is our DPC. This is our natural ground floor. This is our 1st floor slab, and this is our ceiling level, assuming what we want to design is just 1-story building. Okay, now I want to exit from the command that I was on before, which is creating of level, because if I don't exit now, if I try to click something again, that another level will be created. I don't want that. So I'm going to click on modify here. Now I am out of that command. I can now go and pick another command. So the next thing I want to do is I want to rename these levels based on my floor plans. Okay, this level 3 is my ground floor plan, so I'm going to rename that one. I will also rename level 5, because level 5 is my 1st floor plan. Okay, sometimes the letter may be too big for you to select the one you want. Okay, there are several ways you can make it easier for you to select. You can bring your cursor over it and tap on tab. If you tap on tab key, it will select that particular one you want to edit. Then double click on it. You can now change it to what you want. Ground floor plan. The name you give it depends on you. It doesn't affect anything. Okay, by this, click yes, so that it will have its own floor plan. Can you see it has been updated here? Now let's go to this level 5. Hover your cursor on it and double click. Make sure the one you are changing is the one you want. If you are not sure, tap on tab key so that it will toggle it to the one you want. and now rename it to what you want. First floor plan. Good. So click empty space. Would you like to rename corresponding views? Click yes. Good. So we now have our ground floor, we have first floor, we are good to go. So the next thing is to start our design. So this is where we are going to stop for today. Now I promise you that I will show you guys how you can get templates at the beginning, or if you want to learn how to install Revit on your system. For those of you that want to get my mentorship, if you want to get my training, my course, my Revit course, I will give you my own copy of Revit software. I will also teach you how to install it on your computer. So if you want to get started, you are serious about it, you want to get started, simply tap on the link in the description of this video or tap on learn more button so that you can get started. See you in the course. Bye.